Hey everybody, how's it going out there? So I just wanted to stop in and kind of just share a bit of the shoes I've been using, just kind of what I have currently in my rotation and how I've been using them. So a shoe that I've had a while is the Craft Pro Endurance Distance. Um, so this shoe I picked up probably like late winter, early spring. I was looking for a new kind of daily trainer, and I kind of heard about Craft a bit, mainly through their trail shoes and their hybrid shoes. So I was kind of checking out the Saucony Triumph 21, um, and then I also kind of landed on this shoe. Uh, the midsole between this Craft shoe and then the Saucony is pretty similar. So it's the Steam TPU beads. So it's a pretty bouncy midsole. It provides some good cushioning without being like super soft, but it's a good bouncy midsole. So I really enjoy this shoe actually. It's a nice like light upper, not a lot of structure to it, not a ton of padding to it. So that's kind of why I chose this one over the Triumph. The outsole has good wear on it now. I'm at 420 miles on these things, but they're still going strong. I mean, there's no tears in the uppers, just some discoloration, but still going strong. The outsole is worn kind of smooth, um, so I don't really use this when it's wet outside anymore. But they did have great traction in both wet and dry conditions. Absolutely no problem there. Fun bouncy midsole, and I'm currently using these kind of like my mid-distance runs, and I will also use these for interval runs, where it's a mix of paces, and I really want to pick up the pace and get cruising. That midsole will allow me to do that. But I also used to use these for long runs too, up to like 16 miles or so, and they were super great. Um, so I mean, after my experience with this shoe from Craft, I'm pretty interested in some of their other shoes. They do have an updated version of this one with a new updated upper and lacing system, which I'm sure is pretty nice. This tongue does not have any padding. So it's really thin. So it took me a while to kind of like figure out the lacing on it so I didn't get any pressure on the top of my foot from the laces. But once I kind of got it dialed in and the upper kind of molded around my foot nicely, no issues at all. Um, so they have a new version of this, and then they also have a new shoe called the Craft Pacer, which I am actually super interested in getting and trying out because it has a similar TPU, I believe, steam beads, but I've heard that it's actually softer than this midsole. So it's a softer midsole, but it's still bouncy. So I'm super interested in checking that shoe out. And then there's a sister shoe to the Pacer, which is called the Explorer, which they call more of their gravel bike of shoes. So that's more of a hybrid shoe, like a road to trail shoe. And then the outsole on that one is actually partnered with Victoria Tires, I believe. So it has a more aggressive outsole on the Explorer with some small lugs and stuff like that. So if you're on gravel paths, um, buffed out trails, things like that. That shoe would work great on that. And actually, I'm pretty interested in that one as well because I do run a lot of gravel paths, buff trails, kind of smoother trails, and I think that shoe would be absolutely awesome for it. And I live in Minnesota, so wintertime running in Minnesota can get a little sketchy. So also maybe that little extra lugs on the outside would provide just a little bit extra grip during the wintertime when it is a little bit snowy and slick. So another shoe that I kind of been that I have been using a lot of is the New Balance 1080. What is the version 12? So I have what do I have like 235 miles on this one, and I picked this one up to be kind of just like a um, more of a distance running shoe for my longer distances versus what I've been running in the Craft. So I do all my long runs in this shoe, and it's been holding up great. I mean, at 235 miles, I mean, there's just, I mean, hardly anywhere to the bottom of the shoe. The upper is great, just dirty from running on gravel paths. Yeah, I mean, it's holding up awesome. It's a good shoe. I just wish it was a little I do like the foam that New Balance used, the Fresh Foam X. I used to have the 10 or the 880s last year, and those were awesome. And I do like it in the 1080s. I just wish it was a little bit softer once you get deep into those long miles, especially like if you have long miles, back-to-back days. But I know in the newer version, the version 13, that they did beef up the midsole, so it's a little bit thicker on the foam and it is a little bit softer of a compound. So that one I would be really interested in checking out for my long runs, seeing that I do like New Balance and I like how they fit, and I do like the Fresh Foam X. So the new version of New Balance 1080 I would be super interested in, for checking out for my long runs and kind of easy runs. Speed day. I haven't been doing a ton of like short speed workouts because I'm training for 50K right now. But when I have and when I do, I just have a pair of the ASICS Magic Speed 2s. So these are a little old now. When I did pick these up, I got them on a super good deal. So I picked them up as kind of just get a plated training shoe, and I also use them for racing for like 5Ks, 10Ks, things along that nature. So they're a great shoe actually. I really like the upper. It's super light. You can like see kind of through it in the toe box. Actually, it's super good fit, thin tongue, but I kind of like it. It's low to the ground. It has the FF Blast Plus in the 4-foot, so it's nice and squishy. And then it's also plated, so it gives you that nice spring and pop. So it's a good shoe for what I've been using it for my short speed workouts, 5K, 10K racing. But I know they got some nice updated versions on these, as well as ASICS also produces some great speed day shoes and racing shoes. So kind of really enjoy these though, just for a cheaper option for speed days and racing for myself. So on to trail shoes. I think I picked this one, the Peregrine 13. I picked this one up after Christmas time. Got a really great deal on it. It was maybe $60 or something like that on Sierra. And I used it last winter too, because I also used some of my trail shoes during the winter time for running, just because of the snow, ice, and things like that in Minnesota. So when I get down on the gravel pathways and stuff like that, I have good bite and good traction. So I really enjoyed this shoe. It's lightweight, nice and breathable. It is a little lower on the stack height, and the foam is a little bit firmer, so it's a good responsive, but not super plush ride. Has 5mm aggressive lugs on the outsole, and it also has a rock plate. So the rock plate's nice, so you're not having to watch every single step to make sure you're not stepping on some sharp rocks. I've used these quite a bit. I mean, I have like 200 miles on these. I've used them for a 25K trail race in the early spring, and we had rain the week before the race. So a lot of the trails within the woods were quite wet, standing water, super muddy. And then also like through the grasslands, they were quite soft, and sorry about that. They were quite soft, and the ground was pretty soft with a lot of water standing on the in the grasslands and stuff like that. And the traction on these were phenomenal. I didn't have to worry about slippage anywhere throughout the woods and the mud and the wet grasslands and stuff like that. And they held up great. And they did great for a 25K race. They're an awesome shoe, and actually just performed great on the day. And actually I did super well. I mean, it's not all due to the shoe, but the shoe was great and I didn't have to worry about it. The only thing is like taking these long distance, it's not really enough in the cushion for me. So you do tend to feel a little bit beat up, and it's a 4mm drop, so not a big drop on these. So kind of when you're doing those longer miles on the trails, kind of was feeling a little bit more beat up, sore calves and Achilles areas. So what I actually picked up for long runs was the Saucony Xodus Ultra.So's. I heard a lot of great things about these, and again, seeing that there's new versions out. I got them on a really good discount. I think they're maybe 75 bucks or 80 bucks maybe total. And it's really nice. Their Power Run PB foam that's on the like core of the shoe, just right underfoot, is nice and soft. It's bouncy, um, so it provides the extra cushion that I was looking for my long runs. And then also has just a taller stack height. So they're great for that. I only have like 43 miles on these, and I have a couple other longer runs that I'll be getting in, trail runs before my 50K race, because I plan on wearing these for my 50K race. They have 4 mil lugs on the outsole, again a rock plate, so that's kind of nice, not having to worry about every step placement. And yeah, these are a great shoe though. So far it's been comfortable. Breaking them in hasn't been too bad. I'll get a couple more long runs in them before race day, so hopefully they're just feeling super good, and then hopefully they're super good for 50K race day, because that'll be in October, so you don't always know what the weather's going to be like here in Minnesota. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been using. And I mean, there's so many great shoes out there, and like, because I like talked about craft earlier on, there's some great craft shoes too that I'm kind of interested in, for like they have a lot of hybrid shoes, so like a road to trail shoe, and then they also have like just trail shoes, like their trail shoes called the Pure Trail, that looks awesome. And they actually have a new one out, the Pure Trail X. I mean, that looks like a very sweet shoe. Lightweight, good cushion, good stack height for like those ultra runs, long distance trail runs, and it has the rock plate in it as well. Other trail shoes I tried on, the Salomon Genesis. That was actually a pretty sweet shoe. I tried it on at the local running shop, and I really liked it. The cushion in it felt great. It was soft but yet springy, so it was responsive feeling. And I don't believe that one had a rock plate, but had a little bit more of a stack height, and then a really good outsole with their contour grip. So I believe that would be an absolutely awesome shoe too. And then so some of their other kind of hybrid shoes, like the Nordlight Ultra looks like an awesome shoe. It's a supercritical foam. Kind of has a lug outsole, but not super aggressive, so you can kind of use it in between like road, gravel, to like kind of those groom trails and things like that. That would be looks like a cool shoe for maybe even ultra running in the name. So I assume they had that in mind when they created it. So there's lots of good shoes out there, and if you're looking for good reviews, check out Confuzi. He has a lot of great reviews. Believe in the Run has good reviews. 40 Runs. If you're looking for more like trail shoe runs, Run for Adventure has really good ones, and then also Sea Chad Run has good ones, which I'm sure there's a bunch of other ones that I might not be aware of as well. So that's just kind of currently what I am running in, and I kind of noted some of the shoes that I'm interested in checking out in the future. Just kind of like what I like. I think it's kind of fun to learn about shoes, to really figure out what you like and what you don't like, and you kind of can just hone on shoes that makes your running fun. It makes it more enjoyable. You know, if it's like a nice bouncy midsole that you really enjoy, that just kind of like makes you excited to put on a shoe and to go cruising, you know, or if it's just something, you know, a little bit, you know, just a little bit bigger midsole that you're not really so much worried about the pace, but you just like to feel a little bit more comfort, you know, or if it's like your trail shoes, you know, if you like something a little bit lower, a little bit more aggressive and speedy, like the Peregrine, that you can like just nail down technical trails and kind of just cruise over them, or something, you know, a little bit more for those longer runs like the Xodus Ultra.So. So that's kind of what I've been using lately. I look forward to some fresh shoes once I burn these out. Fresh shoes are always fun to get. So that's it for now. So I hope you guys all have a good one. Take it easy, get after it, and today is the day.